So I just read this great article on 3 ways stress negatively affects students' performance. This was written by Douglas Carlson, and I wanted to do an article about stress because it's something I've personally experienced and gone throughout my entire learning career, all throughout school, middle school, high school, and even college. And I know many friends that go through the same thing. And I was just curious to see how it affects students' performances. And based on this article, the main 3 things it talks about is how stress decreases sleep quality, stress makes students angrier, and how stress worsens grades. And just through experiencing stress throughout my life and through school, I can definitely say that these 3 parts of my life have all been affected by stress, and it's just kind of nice to read about it. So, how stress decreases sleep quality. She starts out by saying there's a direct link between stress levels and poor sleep. And she says that about 15% of teens get an adequate amount of sleep. And this can relate to stress management being more difficult, negatively impacting a student's concentration, learning, listening, memory, and problem solving skills. And when she talks about how stress makes a student angrier, she says the Mayo Clinic reports stress increase feelings of irritability, anger, which increases the likelihood for angry outbursts and social withdrawal. And she also says besides directing anger at other students, students who are stressed may be resistant to following school guidelines and respectfully engaging with instructors. And I've personally gone through with this. Every time I've felt really stressed out and I'm in a class, I definitely do not want to engage in whatever the teacher's doing. And whenever a teacher confronts me, I've been disrespectful and hesitant and just hard to work with. And it's all due to stress. And so the last part she talks about is where stress worsens grades. And she says that in 2010, the American College Health Association reported more than 25% of students say that stress lowered their grades or ability to finish a course. And she also goes and talks about how it's led to a lot of students actually dropping out. And this was huge for me because I personally have never dropped out of any course or of school, of course. I'm still in college. But I have had many friends that have just dropped out. And a lot of things were going on in their life. And while they were doing great in school, so this isn't even with stress in the school, it's stress with outside too. She also talks about this in her article. And I had a friend go through a divorce right as he graduated high school. He graduated with almost the highest GPA in the class, second to the highest, and he was always really good throughout school. And he gets to college, and freshman year hits, and he has a great first semester, and then second semester, something just changed in him. He wasn't hanging out with me as much. He wasn't communicating at all. And his relationship with God actually fell apart too. And this was all related to that stress that happened when his parents got divorced. And he ended up dropping out his freshman year. And to this day, he's still trying to get back up on his feet. And that was all due just to stress. And so what I want to do as a future instructor is to create a environment where the classroom is supportive and calm, and just really walk through students so just they don't have that stress, because I feel like stress is one of the biggest impacts on a student that affects how they learn. And that's what I got from this course.